Hello friends, old and new. If you're new with us, I'm Sarah.
I'm Brandon.
And we are so excited to welcome you into our floating tiny home. So there's no exact definition for what qualifies as a tiny home, but by all accounts, our home is definitely a tiny one.
We live in a 220 square foot tiny home. Our outdoor living space is 580 square feet, so we mainly live outside and eat and sleep inside.
So in a nutshell, we bought this place about 1.5 years ago, spent a few months renovating it. We took it all the way down to the studs. Ideally, we probably would have liked to put a loft in it, but we had to follow a lot of TVA regulations for building and rebuilding on this lake. But either way, we are really psyched about our finished product and have been living here for a little over 1 year now. Like Brandon said, we tend to do most of our actual living outside, which is kind of the way that we designed it, the way that we want to live. Of course, in the wintertime here, it gets pretty cold. We get snow pretty regularly, so we're doing a lot more living inside. Either way, we love it, we make it work, and we are excited to show you guys what we got going on here. So today is our Friday night. It's actually Thursday night, but for us, that's Friday. And we have had a super long week of work, and at the very end of a long work week, it's just the best thing ever to come home to our tiny little home in our beautiful mountains out here and go for a little surf and just, you know, let the week go, get everything out, and then we can come back and really decompress. So that's what we're gonna go do. Along the way, we're gonna be talking about some of our favorite parts of tiny home living and some of the parts that are more of a challenge for us. So we hope you guys will join us for a ride, and afterwards we can come back here and show you guys a little bit more of the house. Hi, Miss Bear. You ready to go? Let's go, Bear. How was your work week?
Long, hot, people everywhere. Let's go get wet.
Yeah, I mean, when you live in a tiny home, sometimes you just gotta get out. It feels so great out here, so free. Okay, but look, this is point number 1, you guys. Tiny home living is all about having less so you can live more. And for us, this is living. This is something we love to do, a way we love to spend our time and get exercise. And in part, we're able to afford it because we live tiny. So, boom!
I was gonna say I did 2 in a row.
You did great. You have fun?
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you get rid of a work week.
That's right. I was just telling our friends here how part of tiny home living is being able to afford to live more, right?
That's right. I'm living more.
Are you living, baby?
Yes. Just hit the double 360.
That all being said, let's go back home.
Let's go make dinner.
Let's do it. and home again, jiggity jig. You hungry?
Well, what's the pros and cons of living in a tiny home, lady?
That's a lot. That's a big question.
Let me put it straight. You ready? Simple, fast, and easy. When you come home after a long work week and the house is filthy, you take 10 minutes to clean it up. We literally buddy cleaned this place. It looked crazy, but right now it looks really good. Really good. After a long work week. Nothing to it. Oh, the bed didn't get made.
This is actually a good thing to mention. I am a super neat person, so regularly I would make my bed every day, but the reason why our bed is not made, besides, you know, life, is that we decided not to sacrifice 2 feet, 1 foot on either side, to be able to walk around the bed, because we knew that we would just spend so much more time in this living area. So we made our bed like a cozy little nook, more like a berth style bed, which is great, but it is really hard to make the bed in comparison to a traditional bed where you can walk around. Because you're always like on whatever it is that you're trying to pull, and I mean, I think you get what I mean. This is probably the hardest thing to clean in the house, but it's also like the coziest little spot. We've been told before by some people that they think that they would be claustrophobic in this bed nook, but I think it would surprise you how tall it is. Like, I can stand all the way up. I'm 5'3". So there's tons of room in here, and then we have this awesome window. That's the sunrise view right there, right over the Great Smoky Mountains, so it's awesome. And then back here in the bathroom, we've got cozy little quarters as well with our washer, dryer, shower, and toilet. Once again, everything that we need in here and nothing that we don't.
"10 minutes to clean it up, and then you can go have some fun."
Flip side of that coin is that it takes like 10 minutes to make this place filthy.
Yes.
It's a lot higher traffic. Every single area is like 10 times the traffic that even your highest traffic area in a normal house would be. So everything gets dirtier like 10 times quicker. But like Brandon said, cleans up in 10 minutes, so no big deal.
So we got a nice cool evening ahead of us, 76 outside. So when we wake up in the morning, we'll be around 75 in the house. For those of you that don't have AC, you know what we're talking about. But it's actually cool for us because you get used to not having AC. So right now,
well, we do have AC, but we prefer not to use it, honestly.
We don't run it that much.
Yeah, which kind of leads us into another point about tiny home living. It's obviously much more sustainable. It's super eco-friendly. I mean, first of all, from like a building materials and land usage perspective, but also less space equals less stuff, and that's just way less like consumerism. And even when I'm on like a little kick and I'm on Amazon, it's just like, oh, I need this and this and this. It's always the first thought is like, but where would I even put that? We don't have room for that, which is honestly a great problem to have because it keeps us from buying stuff we don't need. Another point that I would like to add that is a major pro of tiny home living is that I happen to think that it has been amazing for our relationship. It's like you really don't have any other option whenever you disagree or argue or whatever.
We never disagree.
Well, there is that. But also, if and when we do, we gotta communicate. I mean, where are you gonna go, right? It's really improved a lot of our communication skills and just grown our relationship in a new way because, I mean, you gotta love the person that you're living in a 225 square foot home with, right?
Since we moved here, our relationship has expanded and become the best relationship of all.
Aww.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
All right, so it's time for another 1 minute session of 1 Minute with Aiko. Aiko, do you think living on a tiny home is cool? Now, Aiko, we want to know, do you intentionally sleep in the most inconvenient places in the house, or is that just part of being a big dog in a tiny home? attention. Now, Aiko, we know you have a lot of tiny home dog fans out there, and all the dog fans have been emailing us and asking us questions. Would you recommend living in a tiny home to your other dog friends? Thank you for another 1-minute session with Aiko. She takes time out of her day to make your day. She's a rock star.
If you've ever thought or been thinking about buying a tiny home, this is your sign. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
We appreciate it. We're going to have a tiny home meal. Thank y'all.
Thank you guys so much. We love y'all. Bye.